Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So I'm doing black and white because people always give me hell when I do a filter. So I decided it's Sunday and I'm going to just make some outlandish statements. And I'm doing a filter because people tend to like to give me hell when I do filters. So why not? Let's just start it off by doing that. And then I decided it was interesting. I'm standing in my closet just a little bit ago. And I was like, I really need to go shower, but I'm going to wait until after I do my morning stuff because I'm just having a leisurely morning today again. It's kind of a running theme this week, I think, just to wake up in leisure and just relax and not rush into anything. But I'm standing in my closet, butt-ass naked, of course, because I sleep naked. And I'm standing in my closet and I'm looking at my clothes. And yesterday, I wore a little summer dress. And, you know, it's summertime, so it's summer dress time. And yesterday in the morning, I had on this little summer dress. And it showed all this cleavage, which I didn't think anything of because it was just my summer dress. And it wasn't like I was flashing anything. You know, it was still Facebook appropriate. But I had on this dress and I showed just a little bit of cleavage. Well, that started a spur from a whole bunch of different people. So I had all these like boob comments coming in from guys into my inbox and messages. One guy on my coaching profile put like 40 different comments that were completely uncool with foul language. And I've got a bad mouth. But this guy, let me tell you, he took the F word and ran 40 times too many times with it. And then I had ministers making comments, boob comments. I was just like, mind blow. Like, I guess you're human, right? So it was interesting. So this morning, there I am looking at my dresses. And I'm like, well, crap. You know, all my summer dresses show some cleavage. Like, I got some Marilyn Monroe dresses that go way down here and show some stuff. And I was like, I can't wear any of this because it's just going to cause a stir with these immature men who can't handle what all of us have. Nipples, you know, like, really, seriously? So this is as good as I could find. And I was like, I don't want to be all stuck in yoga pants and a baggy t-shirt or a t-shirt or anything like that. Or, you know, as women, we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. It's one of those things. It's so funny. One of my daughters posted on her profile last week. She made this little comment about that women are shamed for being sexual creatures. They're shamed for not being sexual creatures. They're shamed for wanting sex. They're shamed for not wanting sex. They're shamed for having too much sex. They're shamed for not having enough sex. They're shamed for having children. They're shamed for not having children. They're shamed for having children too young. They're shamed for having children too late. Women just get shamed. And I love my man that I call my father. He's my ex-husband's stepdad. So grandpa, we'll just call him. I love him to death. But him and I, through the last, going on, it's like 25 years now, and we're just like the closest possible. But at the same time, I'm the daughter that just won't take his crap. But he posts underneath my daughter's post about this female shame stuff that's going on. He's just like, shut your pie hole and get used to it. And I'm going to jump on a freaking plane and fly to you and give you a piece of my mind because, you know what? Because it's so true. Us women get shamed and, there's just all of this, there's a lack of awareness in the male department around that. There's even a lack of awareness with some women, and some women enjoy getting shamed. You know what? I'm like, if that's your turn on, shame, if that's your turn on, go for it. The majority of people don't really find shame a turn on. But it's just interesting. All the shame, right down to I'm standing in my closet and I'm even me who really doesn't give a flying rat's rear end about anything is standing there this morning going, what can I wear that might cover my nipples, cover my breasts, not show too much cleavage, not show too much this, not show too much that, and so that I can actually make it through a conscious coffee, which typically has nothing to do with explicit sexual conversation. I might talk about sex or sexual energy or connection or intimacy, but I'm never giving how-tos or detailed pictures or ideas on sex. I'm sharing intimacy and vulnerability to help people connect and learn and everything. And my conscious coffee really has nothing to do with sex. Matter of fact, my coaching practice these days really is about 10% sexual and 90% all the other categories of your life. But we live in this very immature world where if we see a little bit of skin, like I'm sure I'm going to get some comment like, ooh, nice shoulders. You know, like I did a little video the other day of my feet in the pool just treading water. And I was getting numerous comments over my feet and because my knees, you know, like, ooh, all these comments about, I'm like, seriously? You just see a little bit of skin and this is where you're at? Our world is so shut down and so just, But it has been a very interesting few days. There's been like some very interesting conversations. And I thought, you know, I should pop on here and just for Sunday fun, share some of this like weird crap that has kind of come through. So as you all know, I have 7 kids and my kids are they're big time individuals. None of them are the same. We have some very unique conversations. My eldest son and I definitely have some very, very unique conversations. And yesterday he was over trying to get me, I took him to the grocery store because he doesn't drive, he Ubers everywhere or bicycles everywhere. And he's like, Mom, can we go to the grocery store? So we go to the grocery store, but prior and during our grocery store events, we had some very, very unique conversations. So I'm just going to throw out some of this stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm just going to throw it out so that you can just have a piece of my world and some of the freaking crazy crap that gets talked about in my world. So, well, hold on. Let me first off say, good morning, Susie. Good morning, Corey. Good morning, Addison, Daniel, Jason, Michael. Wow, a bunch of people on here. I saw Joanne pop through too. Good morning, Joanne. Yes. So yeah. Oh, and Alan and everybody. A lot of people. Morning. So yeah. So like some of the conversations. These are like things that he brought to my attention. I was like, are you kidding me? For example, there are fake studies done on sexuality and on transgender and on homosexuality and on orgasm and on circumcision and all this kind of stuff that has actually been put into the study books for colleges, making the things that our college students over the last 5 to 10 years even really null and void, not true, because they've been learning falsities, like just crap that got passed because it supported one way of thinking and it got passed. For example, listen to this, and don't quote me on this. You have to go do your own research on that. This is just coming through the pipeline, the grapevine here a little bit, but it's just funny. Like, this is some of the stuff that people believe, think, or buy into, and in truth, that even our studies, our schooling system will allow. So this is how crazy it can get. Circumcision causes global warming. Yeah. Circumcision. I'm like, circumcision causes a lot of things for the individual. There's a whole like debate and we can go back and forth, and I've shared some stuff about circumcision, you know, and I have 4 boys and 2 are circumcised and 2 are not circumcised. So I have gone both sides of the fence. I've done a lot of exploration and everything on this stuff and looking at it psychologically. But I can tell you, I've never once found any evidence that circumcising your son causes global warming. But this was in actual papers that got passed into college teaching. Yeah. Did you know that armadillos have leprosy? This was like, I was like, huh? Really? I mean, we don't even talk about leprosy. Armadillos have leprosy. I was like, that's very, very interesting. They're one of the only species that has leprosy. Here in Texas, we have a lot of armadillos. So there's always armadillos. Like, I see armadillos in my alleyway and everything. And they're just like, they're weird creatures. They are very, very weird. They're kind of stinky too, like if you get too close. But I just found that was kind of interesting, that leprosy still exists and we can prevent it, but we don't really have the cure for it. So words of wisdom here. If you see an armadillo, don't touch it. Don't touch it, because they have a pretty high rate, I guess, of leprosy. It's just like, that's just weird. That's just so, so weird. So weird. My all-time favorite, though, comment of the last few days was that you can help ease people through basically, their prejudices and fears of transgender or homosexuality. Men can, if they take themselves flaccid and wrap themselves around and penetrate themselves with their own penis, that will actually help them to overcome their fears that some men have, to basically do themselves in the butt. This went into a college paper. I was like, that's funny. And of course, then your mind has to go like, all right, so would that work with a 5-inch? Would that work with a 6-inch, a 7-inch? Like, how many inches flaccid does a man really need to be able to do that? Can he do it with a flaccid penis? Can he actually have penetration with a flaccid penis? Anal penetration with a flaccid penis? I mean, like, vaginally you can, but anally I don't think you can. Like, it takes a little bit more strength. Yeah. And I'm working on this project. I mean, like, this is like not the conscious coffee that you guys are used to, right? But like I said, Sunday fun day. Like, here's some of the weird shit that goes down in my house in a conversation. Just make you go like, what the heck? I'm working on this project with my lover right now, and it's called Interview with a Girlfriend, and it's a candid conversation of questions, Q&A, from what men want to know about women. So that's going to be coming out in the near future. And it's going to be like 20-25 questions. We keep adding on questions. I keep going through. But there's some serious ass funny questions that him and even like a couple of other guys that have shared have kind of come up with. And I'm going, this is just like going to be really, really interesting. One of the questions that I saw on the list was about if a woman can feel a man come inside her if there's a temperature difference in the exchange, the body fluid exchange, if you can actually feel the pumping, what actually goes on. Do you feel the liquid coming out? Do you feel all this kind of stuff? And another question was like about girth, like what is the actual feeling in a woman's body if a man is extremely girthy? Like what actually happens. So it's like, that's very, very interesting. There's a whole bunch of other things on there. It's going to be a very interesting, just fun, playful conversation. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but hey, sometimes you got to be a little bit goofy. Let your funny out, let your goofy out, let your humanness out. So there you go. And there's conscious coffee. We're done. No, not really. My actual true conscious coffee here is about truth, fact, right? Which is like where I started with this. Like, here's your facts. Are they facts? They're not. Most of that stuff was made up. So, truthfully speaking, conscious coffee is about fact or future focus. And as you know, conscious coffee is more focused on our manifestation of creating the life that we want. It's all about lifestyle coaching, lifestyle ideas. How can we manifest the life that we want? How can we live that thriving life, that joyous life, that connective life, that life with intimacy and connection and abundance, and good health, and just that fuck yes life. And that's what I really do conscious coffee for. Is it's my way to kind of share a little bit of free coaching in a very candid, very on the spot, there's no planning to my conscious coffee. I plan for about 3 to 5 minutes, and that's the time that it takes me to get from the coffee pot to wherever I'm sitting and my coffee to brew. So there's how much planning goes into any conscious coffee. This is very just impromptu. But as I was standing there, I was thinking about fact versus focus. Excuse me, I'm still all congested from these allergies or something. It's getting better, but it's like I come outside and kicks up. But it's so beautiful outside. I don't want to be inside all the time, and it's so good for us to be outside, the sunshine. And this is fact. Sunshine is good for us. Now, burning yourself is not good for you. Basic fact. In the manifestation world, in creating the life that we want, that thriving life, we have choices. We can focus in on the facts, on reality, what is happening right now, what has occurred thus far, and what it manifested, and turning that into our actual factual state of being, and that's just how it is. This is the God's honest truth. It's just how it is. It's exactly this. It can be no other way. This is supported by experience, by science, by spiritual practice, by spiritual belief, education, thousands of years of whatever. And this is like hardcore ingrained, like it is set in stone. This is our facts. And that's how we treat a lot of the things in our life. You know, like somebody born into poverty has a high chance of staying in poverty. Somebody born into wealth has a high chance of staying in wealth. It's very rare that you see one of those people actually go to the other side. It can be done, but it is because of a complete and total mental shift, and that mental shift going into actions that cause the events to occur. The majority of times, though, if somebody is born into poverty, they pretty much stay in a lower financial situation, and in that poverty state, maybe a little bit higher, but they're right there, right? So we know that this is true. This is fact. We see it consistently across the board. Okay, so this is just why we have what we have going on. So many people have a really tough time getting out of what is their norm, because they've been raised in that norm, because that's the way they feel about, that's the way they think about, that's what they've seen, that's what they've experienced, that's what they've been living. So therefore it must be so. And when it must be so, and it is so ingrained in us, that is now a habit of being, a habit of experiencing, of expression, of feeling, of thinking, then law of attraction teaches us that that is exactly what we're going to get more of. Okay? So, how do you get out of it? How do those few that, and we're going to work with the poverty people, how do those few poverty people that came out of this crap situation where there was trauma and abuse and poverty and, you know, maybe homelessness, and, you know, I'm reminded of, I love Dwayne Johnson in multiple ways, but, you know, hey, I'm a woman and I like Simone's, I like Aquaman too. Off the topic there, you see, now I started thinking about Aquaman, and I started thinking about Dwayne Johnson, and then I started thinking about something else. Shouldn't do that. Should not think about it. No, seriously. I followed Dwayne Johnson's Facebook page and everything, and he was on his home island over in Hawaii, and he was sitting in front of his apartment building that he lived at with his mom and brothers, I think, and he was sitting in front of it in his Cadillac Escalade, you know, black Cadillac Escalade, and he's sitting out there, and he'd gone and he had visited his grandparents' grave sites and everything. He's just chilling, drinking something in the car. He's sitting outside this apartment building that's like 3-4 stories high. It's run down, it's older, and right across the street is this humongous, beautiful resort hotel thing, right? And he's sitting there, and he decided to do this Facebook Live because he'd been out there for about an hour. He's like, I'm going to end up getting arrested or something, like pulled over. Somebody's going to call the cops on me because I'm out here like stalking the apartment building. But he was reminiscing about his childhood, and he was talking about how, you know, he everywhere he looked, he was like, hey, I got arrested for this down there, and I got arrested for that down there. And this is the apartment building that my mom and family and I got evicted out of at like 13, 14 years old, however old he was. Don't quote me on age there. But he was talking about like the hardships and the trouble, and like really coming from this space of not having, of losing and everything. And it was just a very inspirational 5, 6, 7 minutes that he chit-chatted in front of his memories there, down memory lane. But of course, the whole point that he was making was that you can come out of this darkness. You can come out of this way of living that is your norm, that is the way you've grown up, that is your expectation level. But the only way you can do it is to change the way you think about things, change the way you feel about things, want for something more. Until you want something different, nothing's going to change. And it's like, that is just the reality. Until you really truly want for something more, and it is so much of a desire that it's just burning inside of you, like you have no choice but to make this change. As long as you have this comfort level with that past you, then guess what? You're going to remain in bondage with the past you, with the way life has been, and that is truly bondage. But you have a choice to be in that bondage, and you're going to remain in that bondage until you make a decision to change. And you have to want it, though. I deal so much with people who walk in my door, and they're, or here on Facebook, or people coming in through YouTube or Twitter or any social media platform, or just emailing me, finding me on the web, and they message me and they're like, I'm ready for change. I want it. Yes, we're ready. I'm ready. Let's go. And then they're not. They're not. It's like, you're given the words, you got the seed planted, or at least you're thinking about planting the seed. But that seed, it has not taken root. You're so far away, and this is not about age. It's not about your financial situation. It's not about your health. It's not about your relationship. It's not about your sex. It's not about any of that. It is about your desire. Your desire, really feel that word, desire for what you want. What do you want for your life? What do you really truly desire for your life? That's what gets you. If your desire doesn't have you by the balls, excuse my language here, if you don't like it, get off my live stream. No, love you. If your desire doesn't have you by the balls and is pushing you, pulling you, like going, go for it, like squeezing and making you just almost sick to your stomach because you're saying no to your desire, on embracing who you are, embracing what you want, and going and making that shit happen, then you're not ready for change. Don't even bother saying, I'm ready. Oh yes, I think I'll call in a coach. I think I'll go get therapy. I think I'll go do this. I think I'll go do that. No, you know what? Because you're not ready. You're just not ready. You're not going to be ready until you're ready. The reason why you are right where you're at is because that's where you're supposed to be. Now, you can say that you want this or you can say that you want that, but you're not going to have that because you're right where you're at right now. And until you decide that you want something different, this is where you're going to be. And guess what? It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's exactly where you should be for right now, because you're going to start to, the majority of people will rock their boat enough that it's going to bring up more desire, and they're going to want for something somewhere along the line. And then when that time presents itself, guess what? The gateways will open. And the next thing you know, you're going to be moving towards those goals, those dreams, those desires that are out here. Okay? But until you really want it, it's not going to happen. 2 ways you know what you want. Ready for this? You want to know what you want? You want to know what you're going to have? You want to know what your future? 2 things. And I'm not even going to charge you for it. Free. Here you go. 2 things. The way you're feeling and what's manifesting. Those are your 2 things to help you know exactly what you're really truly focusing on and exactly what you're really truly wanting right now. because, and I'm now you're going to go, but no, my life has all this shit in it and I don't want this shit, Kendall. I really don't want this. Like I just had a breakup. My partner just left me. My spouse just left me. My spouse just cheated on me. I'm sitting in the middle of depression. You know, my kid just did this. There's this ailment going on. I just lost my job. I just lost my house. I just lost my car. I just filed bankruptcy. I can't afford a bottle of water. I can't afford toilet paper to wipe my own butt. You know, like, I can't do this. I can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. I'm alone. I'm this. I'm that. And you got yourself there. And you're responsible for that right there. The reason why is because you're not, you might want it, but your focus, you might want this out here, these dreams, these goals, these desires, but what are you actually focusing on? What are you actually focusing on? I guarantee that you are focusing on the not having. You're focusing on your suffering. You're focusing on your pain. You're focusing on the wrongs that have happened to you. You're focusing on your trauma. You're focusing on your fear. You're focusing on the drama. You're focusing on how so-and-so, if they just did this and if they just did that, then my life would be better, and why won't blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. What you focus on is exactly what you're going to have. If you want that life, that thriving life that you proclaim that you want, because I know that the majority of people, 99.99999% of people, want happiness and connection, want vitality and abundance, want ease and depth, want playfulness, want joy. But you know what? Out of that 99.9999% of people who want that, about 98% of those people don't have it. There's a reason why the visionaries, the game changers, the go-getters, the leaders, the people who are out there and you say, I want to be like that. I want that person's vitality. I want their turn on. How do they manage to do that and that and that? And how do they balance it all? How do they live so lustrous? How do they, like, where do they get their stamina from? Where do they get their juiciness from, their desire for life? How do they wake up every single morning and just live that fuck yes life? Well, it's done by focus. It's done by taking responsibility for the shitty thoughts that you're thinking and realizing that you're thinking those shitty thoughts and you're the one who's rolling around in that shit. And if you're basking in your shit, then you're going to smell like shit and then you're going to attract flies. You're going to attract all these flies and it's just going to be just nasty and it's going to get rotten. It's going to get even worse and gross. And then what you're doing, you're focusing on the shit instead of going, I can wash this off of me. I can wash it off of me. Like that. I can make that decision because that's all it is. It's a decision. A decision like this. You've got to make the decision for you. You have to. Addison, we are responsible for what we manifest, which can be a hard pill to swallow, but also beautiful. Yes, yes. You've got to make the choice. And if you're not happy with what's presenting itself in your life right now, if there's things that are still showing up that you're not happy with, that you're just not jiving with, and this is true, like, here's the beautiful thing. There is no, you're luckier than me, I'm luckier than you, you're more blessed than me, I'm more blessed than you. No, there's none of that. There is none of that. Oh, it does not, this is not, oh, you were born special and I wasn't? No. No. We are the same in this. Guess what? This is all about our vibration. This is all about what we attract to ourselves. And nobody on this planet can ever control your thoughts or your feelings about things, how you react, how you process things. That is all on you. It's all on me for me. It's all on you for you. So somebody can come up and they can punch you. They can flip you off. They can tell you you're horrible. They can tell you these putrid, nasty things. They can shame you. They can guilt you. They can try to manipulate you. They can try to control you in every which way possible, which we human beings love to do to each other, all of that and more. But at the end of the day, what happens in here is up to you. Not them. Not anything. And all that trauma and drama and shit and suffering that you're focusing on that happened last year, that happened 5 years ago, that happened when you were 14, when you were 7, when you were 3, are you enjoying reliving it? And I'm not making light of people's trauma, all right? I'm not making light of people's trauma. We all have trauma. We've all experienced some hellacious, nasty-ass crap that I personally would never want even on my worst enemy. Or maybe my worst enemy. No, not really. I would not want anybody to experience some of the things I've experienced. Or some of the things that I've heard from other people. But that is in the past. And we make a decision to live now in the present or to live in the past. And when we get into the past, we re-anchor those emotions, we re-anchor those thoughts, we re-anchor those feelings into our current. And if you wonder why you have some of the stuff going on that you have going on, maybe, just maybe, you're living back there instead of right here. And you most certainly don't have your eye on the prize. You most certainly don't have your eye on those goals, those dreams, those desires of what you want for your life. Because if you bring yourself into a state of feeling and thinking and being for the future, for what your dreams and your goals and your desires are, then you're going to start to vibrate towards that. You will increase your vibration because whatever you're focusing on is where your energetic vibration leans to. So if your energetic vibration is not so great, check in right here and right here. If your energetic vibration is fucking phenomenal and you're just like, yeah, guess what? It's coming from here and from here. So, none of this. Nope, don't get to do this. Only get to do this. Back at you. So, fact, this is what I got going on. This is exactly where it is, so it must just be. This is my norm. This is what I've experienced thus far. This is here because this is just what it's always been. And I'm going to just embrace it, accept it, wallow in it, cover myself in it, and just get right with this and say, this is just the way it is. This is my truth. I don't like it, but this is my truth. Or be proactive and say, hey, I have power. I have a choice. I can change what my truth is with a decision. I can take control of my thoughts. I can take control of my feelings. That's what I want. That right there. I want that picture. I want that life right there. So I'm going to start thinking about that. I'm going to start feeling about that. And not from a place of not having, but from a place of, man, I'm running to it. And damn, that's juicy and that's hot and that's yummy. And it's just so fulfilling. And look at this. I have some amazing shit in my life too. I'm going to focus on the things in my life that are blessings, that I can see, that I can taste, that I can connect with. I'm going to draw more of that in. Even if it's just the littlest of things, I'm going to build on that little thing. And I'm going to get it to grow. I'm going to snowball it into my dream life. Because you can do that. You can. It's your choice. Always your choice. Always, always, always. What do you focus on? What do you feel? What's going on for you? Where do you want to reside? Past, present, future, combination of present and future? What feels good? And yeah, and armadillos have leprosy, and circumcision causes global warming, and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's just freaking crazy, is it not? I can't believe our college students are learning some of the stuff. Now, the armadillos with leprosy is true. It really is. It's really just true. But some of the other stuff, it's just like, it's interesting. It really is. It's really interesting. Some of the stuff that our kids learn. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But just because you learn it doesn't mean that it has to be your reality. Doesn't mean that it's actually true. Because you're in control of your truth. And if things aren't just working out for you, guess what? You're not in alignment with your true self. So figure out who you are. That's the very first step. feel into who you are. Stop acting from these places of trying to be this or this. Last night, I actually started my article that I posted at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I meant it to go out yesterday. It was yesterday's article. It sat on my computer for like 7 hours with the last paragraph not written yet. And it was just one of those things of just, I was just going in ease and flow and not trying to get anything too focused yesterday. Just like today, I was like, I'm just taking a few days of just complete and total ease and flow. And I wrote that article and I just like poured it out of my fingers, and then I got interrupted, and then I closed my computer and it sat there. And then last night, after some awesome lovemaking on the trampoline, I decided, you know, like outside and the stars and the wind and all this kind of stuff, I decided 2 things. Number 1, my trampoline needs some WD-40 because it squeaks horribly. Absolutely horribly. Number 2, I need to finish my article and get it out. And that's what I did. I came back in the house after that and finished up my article. But my article is all on that you are worthy of love. You're worthy of love, but you've got to be truly, truly not hacking up your lungs, truly authentic with yourself. You have to be truthful with self. And if you're not truthful with self, I just got told that somebody still wants to meet me. That's very nice. I want to meet this person too. Let me scoot this person down here because he's taking up space on my video. I'm going to meet him another day. Oh, okay. But no, you have to be truthful with yourself. Like really, really honest. And that's going to help you be more authentic with yourself, because guess what? You cannot be authentic with anybody else until you're being authentic with yourself. And if you're living according to everybody else's shit and saying yes over here and no over here just because you're trying to make, you know, connection and keep connection with people, and you don't really even know what your yes or your no is, it's just not gonna happen. So get to know thyself. Pay attention to what are you living in, what your norm is, what you're accepting as your truth, or are you willing to create your truth? Because the creation is fun. The creation gets you exactly what you want. And that's what we all should be doing. We're here to create. We're here to thrive. We're here to live that fuck yes life, to be orgasmic, to be connected, to be in love. We're worthy of that. You're worthy of that. And I think I'm done. And somebody's got the blower out. So, a few things before I jump off of here. Is that I am doing a free course right now. It is a home study course, and it is called Stop Fucking Around. It's a global course, so you can access it. You sign up for it. It's on my members dashboard. It's 10 days of alignment ask-a-gree. I'm marketing it right now as far as like to entrepreneurs and everything, but let me tell you, it's for everybody. It's just basically to get you into alignment. It's 10 days of focused practice to help you get your energy exactly where it needs to be so that you can start to manifest the life that you want. And going through there, you're going to be amazed. It is a $300 value that I'm giving away for free just because my spirit told me to. Sometimes I question my spirit. I'm like, spirit, you know, do we have to give things away? Like, do we? We do. I give a lot away. I love giving presents. I love good things away. But no, you need to take advantage of it because, number one, it's not going to be free forever. I'm not crazy. Well, I might be a little crazy, but I'm not crazy. I'm not going to give it away for free forever. It's probably going to be free for a few more weeks. So grab it right now. You'll have lifetime access to it. And the other thing is that last month I did free 60-minute any way you want them consults for my one-on-one coaching and everything. And then that kind of came to an end after 30 days, like I said it would. And I had a whole bunch of takers on that. And then I had a whole bunch of people that scheduling became an issue and all this different stuff. So I want you guys to know that I am actually running another special. It is 30-minute micro sessions. They are phone sessions, but it is still a consult, and it is designed to really get you in there and for you to be able to share with me what your needs are and for me to get a feel so that I can really guide you into what coaching is best for you and what might work for you. So take advantage of the micro consult that I am offering right now. It is a very quick, very simple process. You can take advantage of it from anywhere. Again, it is a phone call, okay? You know the device that I'm talking on right now, that I'm doing all this stuff that we live our lives through, that dictates our world? Yeah, that thing called your cell phone. Yeah, we can do a consult on there. Or on Facebook Live. I'm willing to do that too. I'm just not going into the office for these. So sorry, local peeps. You're just not going to get me in the office right this very second, just because my life has been so busy this summer. I've got some amazing stuff going on. Addison and I are headed off to Punta Cana in like 4 weeks, I guess. Yeah, it's about right at 4 weeks. A month from now, we're off to Punta Cana. We're going to be teaching a class from Punta Cana, a global workshop from there, which you're going to be seeing coming out this next week. Yeah, and I'm headed like off to Arkansas and Corpus Christi and some camping and all this just different stuff that I'm doing with family and everything. So it's going to be a go summer, as I know that it is with you. This will just make it easier. Check out the consults though, because you may just want to participate in that. If you've been thinking about coaching with me, if you've wondered what that looks like, what your possibilities are, reach out to me. And otherwise, keep accepting whatever you got going on. Hope you enjoy it. Don't bitch to me about it though. And yeah, well, there you have it, right? Like, don't bitch, because that's what you're creating. And if you're ready, then you're ready. And if you're not ready, don't bother. I don't want people that aren't ready. I'm not into wasting my time. I'm not into wasting your time. So do us all a favor. Only if you really are serious and really are ready, and you want that change, and you want that thriving, and you want that fuck yes life, and you want to claim your life, and you want to say, fuck yes, I am going to live the way I know that God wants me to live, the way it's intended, which is boldly, which is unapologetically, which is in your truth, authentically, which is abundantly, in all areas of your life. And all areas of your life are woven together. They're all locked together. If you think that you can have this amazingness over here and have shit everywhere else, that amazingness is going to get drained, because it's the only thing feeding you. And you should be fed from every area of your life, not just from one area of your life. So stop starving yourself. And that's probably what I'm going to say. Stop starving yourself. Start feeding yourself. Maybe that's the good tagline. Instead of stop existing, start living. Stop starving yourself, start feeding yourself. I think I stole that from Addison actually just now. She taught a class on like sex, money, and sex, food, and money. I think that was her tagline for it. Love you. Something like that. So no. Okay, guys. I am going to get off of here. I have breakfast to make and a shower to take and a beautiful day to enjoy and an article to write and a man to go do something with and all this different stuff. So I hope you're having an amazing Sunday, or that you're now planning an amazing Sunday. I'll catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. And as always, stop existing. Start living. If anybody hasn't told you today, I love you. You are worth love. You are worth that amazing life that you dream of. It's time. It's time for you to say yes. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. Bye, everybody.